Welcome back again. So in this chapter, we will see Linux history and its features. You can call it Linux or Linux, whichever way you prefer. Most of the Indians call it Linux, but in UK and US slang, it is called Linux. So it depends upon your choice. So the first thing is, what is the history of this Linux? In 1991, Linus Torvalds announced Linux when it was a pet project for him. And then in 1994, Linux 1.0 got released. And in 1999, GNOME Desktop released. And after this, it became very useful, and almost all the private and public companies were started using Linux very well. Then there was an enterprise edition of Linux in 2002, which was known as Red Hat Enterprise released. And then Ubuntu 4.10 got released in 2004. And after that, Linux is almost being used in every places. And Red Hat and Ubuntu are the two most common one that you would be hearing. The other maybe like Fedora, CentOS, and amongst security people, Kali Linux is the most popular one, which is again based on the Debian and which is on the top of Ubuntu. So why Linux? Because Linux is one of the choice for hosting web servers. So most of the Apache and Nginx, I believe it is on Linux, and then it is also being used for your mail servers like SendMail, Postfix, and for any of these DB servers like MySQL, Postgres, or NoSQL. Everywhere you will see that Linux platform is being used. Uh, Zen, KVM kind of virtualization for which Linux is the most preferred place, and it is a developer oriented, so you don't need to install anything for SSH, Vim, and there are lots of other commands which are already there in Linux machine. And then after this, cloud becomes very famous. So you will see like 90% of the instances which are running over cloud are on Linux. Now there are lots of distros, and anyways, we are not going to discuss in detail about all these. It is always good to know what are the two famous distributions over Linux, which are very famous amongst the developers and security professionals. One is Debian based, which is being shown on the left side. So any OS that you have heard like Ubuntu, Kali Linux, and Linux Mint, these all are the examples of Debian based OS. So in the same way, we have a Red Hat based distros on which the famous OS are Fedora, CentOS, and Red Hat Enterprise Edition. Please go ahead and mark this lesson complete, and we'll see you in the next lecture.